Hi, thanks for joining me. This is an update to the chakra work video that I did. All right. So before we begin, show some channel love by hitting that like button and subscribe button. All right. And don't forget to leave a comment in the section below if you want to see more videos like this, or if you have a comment about this video. All right. So here we are. I have all 9 of the chakra candles that I was using for the video, the previous video for the chakra work. And I just felt it was time to do some clearing, even though it wasn't the end of the year. I wanted to do not just clearing, but reset as well. I normally do that in December going into January because of the new year, but I was sensing there was a need for it now. And this is really right before the fall equinox. So let me move the camera some so you can better see the candles. Okay, here we are. Now these are here in front of me, and I'll show you. I did the 7 major chakras plus 2 extra, 1 for grounding. Can't get these all into view, there were so many. 1 for grounding, and then white one for the ones above the crown area. And when I look at them, the brown one barely burned. As you can see, it barely burned. This is the whole candle here. It barely burned. I want you to be able to see. These are all of them. I'll hold them up one by one so that you can get a better look-see at them. And this was the red chakra candle. And as you can see, it burned almost the cleanest burn. There was a little candle residue left, excuse me, in some areas. And I know I'm kind of reading it, I'm looking at it, and I know what was going on. So I had to kind of slow down that chakra moving a few times. These burned about 3 days. These are supposed to be 7-day candles, but they generally only burn 3 days for me. And then as you see here on the very end here, there was, it burned clean through. But I had to do a lot of slowing down of the first chakra here. I had to, it wasn't putting it in check, but there was a lot going on at that time, right before this went out. And so I wanted to make sure that I didn't explode in some situations, I'll say it like that. I was around quite a few people at that time. So that did pretty well. I was pretty well grounded. I really am pretty well grounded. And so this really wasn't needed, but I include them anyway. Now for the second chakra, I like to make sure the pipeway is clean for all of these. This one has some cloudy residue on it, and it's not soot. So you can touch the inside and tell it's waxy. It's just a little waxy buildup here. It was doing good, starting to burn clean, and then it left a thin film. The difference is in here, down here at this, the onset, probably the first day, it was a little jagged, doing whatever it needed to do, and then it went steady. It burned steady the rest of the way. So looking at the overall setup, I would do this again just to make sure these other candles burn clean. Now here is the one for the third chakra, and as you can see, it burned super clean. It burned super clean, but it didn't burn that much. And I'll tell you which I had forgotten. It didn't need any work either. What happened was I had been eating a lot of pineapple, so I was getting the color that I needed all the while. And I had forgotten about it, and I couldn't figure out why was it not burning. Now this is the heart chakra, and it's showing really clear on one side with just some little hesitation for the It wasn't so, I call it hesitation. The candle burned completely. It didn't, it's just a very small amount left on there around the outer rim of it. But for the most part, it burned all the way down. And I have a situation which I'm dealing with, and it's a spiritual situation. So I have to do some, I know what this is. I have to, for the overall setup, I have to, there's some things that I have, information that I have to put out, and I haven't put it out yet. So it is really, now it is causing a slowdown. Here we are. That was pretty clean. And I thought, so for the other ones, it looked like it was burning a little sooty, but it wasn't. This one burned really clear. This is the throat chakra, burned super, super, super clear. And then there was a little soot. So there's a difference. There's a little soot on this one. I hope you can see that. Where I touched it in there, it started clearing up. That's soot, white soot. So not so bad, but there's, again, I was in a at an outing, and so, you know, we behave differently at an outing. I wanted to make sure that everything was good and I was not offending anyone, I'll say it that way. So these kind of run neck and neck, because your first chakra is going to give you all the energy and the power that you need to do what's needed, but you'll always no, you'll have to keep everything, you want to keep everything in check and balance when needed. So this one had a little soot on it. And I do understand that this one, this is pretty good. It was burning really clean, and it did like the orange one did at the very beginning. This is a third eye chakra. And every so often I have a problem physically with this area. It has to, I have to constantly keep the area detox and cleanse. So there's some soot on here, but this is, if you look at it, would have given a false reading had I not been paying attention to it. So what I had to do for this one, the stem was not in the very center. It was not in the very center when I looked at it. Sometimes you can't tell until it burns all the way down. So this burned all the way down to here. It was kind of low. And then I realized it was sitting up here. And that is because it was not centered. So I just took something and moved it over and centered it. And then it finished burning. When the wick is close to the edge like that, it will cause the sitting action. Also, it will cause the glass to break, because it's, even though it's heat, sort of heat resistant, it's not meant to have flames directly on it. Glass will melt if flames are on it. So the soot, all of the soot up here came from the wick not being properly centralized in the container. Then we'll go to the crown chakra, which I don't think it's showing up so good on there. There are a lot of ringlets on the crown chakra. It burned really clean. And then there was a bit of resistance, and I do need to finish the work that I had started some years ago, because it's causing this cloudy burn on my candle for my crown chakra, and I don't like that. And of course, now the ones above there, these are a lot of rings, which what's happening with me is there's a lot of information that is flowing to me, but it's not flowing smoothly, and it's jagged. So I'm getting bits and pieces of a lot of different information. And so once I clear up these top chakras, that will solve this problem. So there's a hang up. So I know It's pretty good. It's almost like using a pendulum to get your information. But this is really showing the state that I'm in right now. It's showing what needs to be cleared, the waxy buildup that's left on these certain candles lets you know that everything is not fully flowing. The energy is not fully flowing. The frequencies are there. They're being adjusted. So I will do another round of these. And again, I probably, as it's showing, I don't need the chakra, third chakra, and I don't need the chakra for the grounding, but I will still add them in there. I'm not going to use this candle. I will get a completely new candle and do a full new setup and run it again. So I'm going to start doing the work that I need. I have several pieces of information that I need to get out that have been sitting in the desk. And once I get those, I think once I start really working on those to get them where they need to be, then I'll start another round of the chakra candles and see what is happening then. All right, so you don't want to just burn the candles and then throw the containers away. You want to examine each of the candles to see what is going on. And you want to be objective when you view these and not be in denial. I'm looking at these and I'm glad I kind of did this because it really gives me a great sense of direction to let me know what I need to do and how I need to go about it. I think I need to maybe get something yellow or orange, excuse me, cantaloupe or something to go ahead. I like these first three chakras to be completely clean and clear when they're working, because I'm under the belief that if there's a mix up or a blockage of energy in here, then you'll get a lot of dis-ease in the body, spiritually and physically. So I want to make sure these are where they need to be. They're not quite there, but that's my main concern. And it's been working for me so far. I have not had any major health issues. So that's what I want to do. And then these will come once I get the information out of my desk and where it needs to be. All right, so thanks for joining me. Again, show some channel love by hitting that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to leave a comment in the section below.